Please act right now to help pass the fair tax. If you're sick and tired of the current tax system and want to keep more of every dollar you earn, call right now and enroll your name on this official certified petition to the Congress of the United States, demanding the passage of the fair tax. Over $22 million in research has gone into the fair tax bill. More than 80 prominent economists, including Nobel Prize-winning economist Dr. Vernon Smith, have endorsed the fair tax, saying it will create a boom in the U.S. economy. Tens of thousands of Americans like you and me already agree that the fair tax is the best thing we can do for our economy and our country, and are demanding the fair tax be passed now. So join them. Put your name on the fair tax petition now and help pass the fair tax bill in Congress. The next American tax revolt starts here. Call now to sign the petition. Call 1-800-FAIR-TAX. That's 1-800-324-7829. Call now.
It sounds like fair tax is the solution for the broken federal income tax that we currently have.
Now, Paul, you're so right. But here's a proposal that was developed outside of Washington with a lot of public input, with a lot of experts helping in the design. And people inside Washington kind of resist that for that and a lot of other reasons.
How much is the fair tax rate?
The fair tax rate is 23%. Now, that may sound high, Paul, but when you think about it, the lowest income tax bracket is 15%. Add to that the Social Security and Medicare tax called the FICA tax, and you're at 22.65% right there. Under the fair tax, Paul, your federal taxes are capped at 23% of what you spend, not what we see today, an average of more than 30% of what you earn. Now, would you rather pay at most 23% of what you spend or more than 30% of everything that you earn?
How does that work? Does the tax cap provide the right amount of dollars to maintain the same government services that we need today?
The fair tax raises every penny now raised under both income taxes and Social Security and Medicare taxes. The fair tax eliminates both income taxes and FICA taxes withheld from your paycheck. It better funds Social Security and Medicare than the current system. It won't solve the structural problems, Paul, but it will push back the day of reckoning because a far broader stream of revenue will be able to go into Social Security and Medicare. And if the experts are right and our economy booms the way that they are predicting, that also is healthy for Social Security and Medicare and for the federal government. So 23% tax under the fair tax, and I will tell you, when you look at the tables, you have to spend $900,000 a year to get up to 23%. It's far lower than that for the average American. And for the poor, because of something we haven't talked about yet, the prebate, which is an advance rebate of the taxes you'll pay that month on the necessities of life, the fair tax wipes out all federal taxes on those at the poverty level and below.
I'm curious, how does the rebate work exactly?
Here's how it happens. You take a poverty level income the federal government sets every year by family size. You multiply it times 23%, the fair tax rate. You divide that into 12 equal payments, and that payment goes to every American household once a month. It wipes out the tax on the necessities of life. It is a better way to exempt taxes on certain items. That prebate wipes out all federal taxes on those below the poverty level. It makes this a sales tax that is unlike any other sales tax. It's really quite unique and quite brilliant what the economists developed with this. The closer you are to the poverty line, the greater the effect the prebate has on your annual tax burden. For a family of four, middle-class family of four, it means $28,000 of federal tax-free spending every year because of that prebate. Now, when you add in the lower tax burden when everybody contributes into the tax system and that prebate, we see very significant tax reduction across the income spectrum. The poor are the single greatest beneficiaries. And that's as it should be, Paul. You shouldn't have the federal government on your back when you're trying to climb out of poverty. And while many people who are impoverished don't pay any income taxes, they do pay the most regressive tax in the United States, the Social Security and Medicare tax, 7.65% off the top. If you're self-employed, you're trying to create a business, you have a dream, you have drive, you want to better yourself, 15.3% off the top before you ever get to your income taxes. A fair tax solves that. For the middle class, are the second greatest beneficiaries of the fair tax because of tax reductions. It's good for the wealthy too, because capital gains taxes disappear. That means more investment in the stock market. It means teachers and firefighters and police officers will see their pensions and their retirement savings grow because our stock market starts booming again. The fair tax does not pit the poor against the rich or the middle class against the poor or the rich. The fair tax is good for all parts of the American family. Everyone benefits under the fair tax. Almost everyone, Paul.
Except for
drug dealers don't like it.
Politicians?
The politicians jealously guard their power over the tax code. They're selling it off. They don't want to lose that ability. They're getting contributions. They're being treated like royalty. They don't want to lose that. So they're not for it. But for all of the rest of us, Paul, the 120 million Americans who file personal income taxes every year, for every American business that wants to grow and compete in this new worldwide economy, the fair tax is very, very good for restoring the role of the American citizen, who can now see what comes out of their wealth, the fruits of their labor. To pay for the federal government, we become winners.
Ken, I'm curious, what happens to April 15th?
Well, Paul, April 15th becomes just another beautiful spring day.
No more tax filing?
120 million personal tax returns are eliminated.
So people come home from work with 100% of the money that they've earned?
That's right, Paul. The federal government withholds nothing from your paycheck. Now, if you're paying for your own health insurance, a co-payment on that, or for your retirement benefits, yes, that's taken out of your paycheck. But nothing, not one penny, comes out of your paycheck by the federal government.
Ken, thank you for being with us today. And to our viewers, our politicians act like royalty. They use our taxes for closed-door negotiations for personal gain. This has to stop now. H.R. 25 is the solution. Call the number on your screen. Be part of the solution to pass the fair tax. Call now.
Please act right now to help pass the fair tax. If you're sick and tired of the current tax system and want to keep more of every dollar you earn, call right now and enroll your name on this official certified petition to the Congress of the United States demanding the passage of the fair tax. Over $22 million in research has gone into the fair tax bill. More than 80 prominent economists, including Nobel Prize-winning economist Dr. Vernon Smith, have endorsed the fair tax, saying it will create a boom in the U.S. economy. Tens of thousands of Americans like you and me already agree that the fair tax is the best thing we can do for our economy and our country, and are demanding the fair tax be passed now. So join them. Put your name on the fair tax petition now and help pass the fair tax bill in Congress. The next American tax revolt starts here. Call now to sign the petition. Call 1-800-FAIR-TAX. That's 1-800-324-7829. Call now.